Rango, full story, scene 1. Scene 1. The Lonely Tank. A pet chameleon lives inside a glass terrarium. He spends his days playing with a plastic fish, a broken doll, and a wind-up toy. In his imagination, he acts like a hero in a big adventure. But in reality, he is trapped, lonely, and unnamed. He feels his life has no story. Scene 2. The Accident. While traveling with his owners, the car suddenly swerves on the desert highway. The terrarium falls out of the vehicle and shatters on the road. For the first time, the chameleon finds himself in the middle of the hot Mojave Desert, alone, confused, and terrified. Scene 3. The Desert Encounter. He wanders across the scorching sand. He meets Roadkill, a wise but injured armadillo, who speaks about finding the spirit of the West. The chameleon doesn't understand but keeps moving forward. The desert feels endless, and survival seems impossible. Scene 4. First Chase. A vicious red-tailed hawk appears in the sky. The chameleon hides among rocks, barely escaping death. He learns quickly that the desert is dangerous and unforgiving. His survival will depend on courage, not imagination. Scene 5. Meeting Beans. Exhausted, he meets Beans, a tough desert iguana running her late father's ranch. She is suspicious of him, but allows him to ride into town with her. The chameleon, desperate for belonging, sees hope in this strange community. Scene 6. Arrival in Dirt. They arrive at the town of Dirt, a dusty frontier settlement populated by desert animals. The townsfolk are desperate because their water supply is disappearing. Everyone is looking for a hero to save them. Scene 7. Reinventing himself. At the saloon, the chameleon pretends to be a fearless gunslinger. He invents a dramatic name for himself, Rango. He tells wild, exaggerated stories about killing 7 men with 1 bullet. The townsfolk are impressed and believe he might be the hero they need. Scene 8. The Showdown. A bully named Bad Bill, a Gila monster, challenges Rango. To his surprise, Rango accidentally defeats him through pure luck and clumsiness. The crowd cheers, and Rango gains sudden fame as the new protector of Dirt. Scene 9. The Sheriff of Dirt. The town mayor, Tortoise John, makes Rango the official sheriff. Rango now has a role and purpose, something he never had in his glass tank. But the responsibility of protecting the town weighs heavily on him. Scene 10. Investigating the water mystery, Beans and Rango notice strange things about Dirt's water supply. The bank, which stores water instead of money, is nearly empty. Someone is controlling the last drops. Suspicion rises, but the townsfolk trust Rango to solve the mystery.
The water heist. One night, masked bandits rob the bank and steal the last remaining bottle of water. Rango leads a posse into the desert to recover it. Though clumsy and inexperienced, he inspires the others with his strange bravery. Scene 12. The chase in the canyon. The posse tracks the thieves through rocky canyons. A wild chase begins with bats, wagons, and gunfire echoing through the desert night. In the chaos, Rango discovers the robbers are working for someone much more powerful. Scene 13. Return to Dirt. The posse returns to Dirt with only partial success. The townsfolk begin to doubt Rango's skills. Beans, however, still believes in him, even if she doesn't fully trust him. Rango himself feels insecure. He knows his hero story is a lie. Scene 14. Confronting the mayor, Rango learns the truth. Mayor Tortoise John is controlling the water supply. The mayor wants to force everyone out so he can sell the land for profit. He manipulates Rango, making him feel small and powerless. Scene 15. The Great Hawk Battle. The hawk from earlier returns to attack Dirt. This time, Rango faces it directly. In a mix of courage and luck, he manages to defeat the Hawk once and for all. The townsfolk celebrate him as a true hero. Scene 16. Humiliation and exile. But the mayor isn't finished. He exposes Rango as a fraud in front of the entire town. Heartbroken and ashamed, Rango leaves Dirt. He walks back into the desert, feeling worthless and lost. Scene 17. Meeting the spirit of the West. In the desert, Rango encounters the mysterious spirit of the West, a Clint Eastwood-like figure. The spirit tells him that heroes are not made of lies, but of choices and courage. Inspired, Rango decides to return to Dirt and face his destiny. Scene 18. The final showdown. Rango returns to town. With Beans and the townsfolk behind him, he confronts Mayor Tortoise John and his hired gun, the fearsome rattlesnake Jake. A tense standoff begins. Using wit, bravery, and clever tricks, Rango defeats both villains. The mayor's plan is exposed, and Jake drags him into the desert in punishment. Scene 19. A hero's place. With the water supply freed and justice restored, Dirt celebrates Rango as their true sheriff. No longer a lonely chameleon without a story, Rango has finally found his place and his identity. His journey from an ordinary pet to a legendary hero is complete. That's the full Rango story. If you like this documentary, please subscribe. Thank you.